A harsh word from a boss that echoes in your mind for days, sabotaging your productivity and your peace. A critical comment, perhaps from a stranger on social media, that shakes your confidence and makes you doubt your worth. Small setback. An unexpected no that makes you question your entire plan, your entire journey. A whispered fear in the back of your consciousness, a voice telling you that you're not good enough, that you won't make it, stopping you from taking that first step towards your dream. Our mind, when left untrained, can be the most fragile place in the universe. It can be shaken by the wind of others' opinions, flooded by the tide of adversity, and cracked under the weight of our own doubts. We feel vulnerable, exposed, and in our darkest moments, completely destructible. We live in fear that the next blow will be the one that shatters us for good. But what if I told you that this fragility is not your natural state? What if this mind, which today seems to be made of glass, could be systematically demolished, its shards swept away, and in its place a new structure could be erected? A fortress, a mental citadel built with the most resilient material in existence. The steel of an indomitable will. Napoleon Hill. In his legendary quest of more than 2 decades for the secrets of the world's most influential people, discovered the startling fact: the most fundamental characteristic that men like Andrew Carnegie and Henry Ford shared was not innate talent, nor blind luck, but a mind deliberately engineered to be indestructible. An internal fortress capable of withstanding bankruptcy, betrayal, public criticism, economic depression, and still remaining standing, with its eyes fixed on its objective. This, he insisted, is not a birthright. It is a project of mental engineering. It is a skill that can be learned, practiced, and mastered. And today, we are going to give you the detailed blueprint for this project. We will dissect the 3-stage process to demolish your deepest mental weaknesses and to rebuild, thought by thought, a mindset that simply cannot be broken. The first step in any major reconstruction project, whether of a building or a mind, is not to start building, it is demolition. An architect would never build a skyscraper on a swamp or on the rotten foundations of an old house. He first clears the site. You must inspect the old structure, identify the rotten foundations, the cracked walls, the faulty wiring, and tear them down without mercy. In our minds, these faulty structures are our fears. Napoleon Hill was the first to brilliantly categorize the 6 basic fears that, like ghosts, haunt and sabotage humanity: the fear of poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death. Think of them as the true enemies of your potential. The fear of poverty isn't just about not having money. It's what keeps you chained to a soul-draining job for fear of taking a risk. The fear of criticism is the silent killer of great ideas. It's what prevents you from speaking up in a meeting, from posting your video, from writing your book. Out of terror of what others will think, the fear of ill health turns you into a prisoner of your own body, limiting your experiences. The fear of loss of love makes you accept toxic relationships and sacrifice your own identity. And the fears of old age and death rob you of the joy of the present, making you worry about the inevitable instead of living now. An indestructible mind is not a mind that magically feels no fear. It is a mind that has become an expert ghost hunter. It has learned to identify, confront, and demolish fear before it becomes the architect of your life. Your first task, your first act of courage in this reconstruction, is to take a brutally honest inventory. Look within yourself and ask, which of these fears has the most control over me? What is the negative whisper that repeats most often in my head? Is it the voice of criticism? The anxiety of poverty? Give it a name. Acknowledge its pattern. Drag it from the shadows into the light of your consciousness. The simple act of clearly identifying your main mental enemy is the first and most powerful swing of the sledgehammer. It is the beginning of the demolition. With the ground cleared and the old foundation removed, you cannot leave the space empty. Nature, whether mental or physical, abhors a vacuum. If you do not deliberately plant a garden, the weeds of fear will grow back. Now, you must build a new, massive, and unshakable foundation. And for an indestructible mind, that foundation has a name purpose and a power, a definite chief aim. A mind without purpose is a ship adrift on the ocean, without a rudder, without a sail, without a destination. It is at the mercy of every wave of doubt, every storm of others' opinions, every wind of distraction. It is easily thrown against the rocks of despair because it has no safe harbor to sail to. A mind with a clear and burning purpose, on the other hand, is a nuclear icebreaker, has a destination so vivid on its mental screen and a desire to get there so consuming that the obstacles in the way become irrelevant or are simply crushed and left behind. Your purpose is the why that makes you indestructible. When you know why, you are willing to endure the hardships. The how becomes secondary, and the criticism of others turns into mere background noise. Like the buzz of a mosquito in the midst of a symphony, a person on a sacred mission has no time to be offended. They have no mental energy to be distracted by negativity or the drama of others. Their focus is absolute, like a laser beam. Building this foundation requires more than a passing thought. It requires an act of creation. You must define, in a clear, affirmative written sentence, exactly what you propose to be, do, and have. Not a vague wish like I want to be happy or I want to be rich. That's not a blueprint. It's a doodle. Be specific. I will, by December 31st, 2028. Accumulate a net worth of $1 million by providing the best marketing consulting service in my city, in an ethical and beneficial manner to all my clients. This clarity is the reinforced concrete of your new mind. It is the solid base upon which all your strength, resilience, and power will be built. Mind with purpose is an organized and focused mind. A focused mind is a powerful and indestructible mind. Now that the foundation of purpose is set, deep and solid, the structural reinforcement phase begins. This is where you build the steel walls and bulletproof windows of your mental fortress. And the two primary tools that Napoleon Hill gave us to forge this steel are self-discipline and auto-suggestion. Self-discipline, in this context, is the act of becoming the relentless gatekeeper of your mind. You are the elite security guard. At the entrance of the most important building in the world, your consciousness. Nothing gets in without your explicit permission. This means you choose, moment by moment, which thoughts, which information, and which emotions are allowed to enter and which must be summarily expelled. When a thought of doubt or fear approaches the gatekeeper stops it at the entrance. You acknowledge it. Hello, fear of criticism. I was expecting you, and you say with authority, you do not belong in this fortress. You are not aligned with my purpose. And then you actively replace it with a thought of faith and courage, a thought aligned with your purpose. This requires daily practice and constant vigilance. It is a muscle. First, it feels exhausting, but every time you reject a negative thought and choose a positive one, your muscle of mental discipline gets stronger, faster, more automatic. If self-discipline is the external shield, auto-suggestion is the active process of internal decoration, programming, and reinforcement. It's what you do within the walls of your fortress. Through the daily repetition, morning and night, of your definite purpose, you are literally burning this new reality into your subconscious. You are aligning every cell, every fiber of your being with your goal. But, and here's the secret, the repetition of empty words has little power. As Hill emphasized, autosuggestion only works when mixed with emotion. You must feel the emotion. A victory as if it were already real. As you read your purpose statement, feel the gratitude, the joy, the confidence of having already achieved your goal. Visualize yourself living this new reality. This emotional charge is what transforms the words into a powerful command for your subconscious. It is the heat that forges the steel. You are literally rebuilding the neural pathways of your mind, replacing the old, dusty roads of doubt with the new superhighways of unshakable conviction. The combination of self-discipline as your impenetrable external shield and autosuggestion as your high-performance internal engine creates a mental structure that is, all intents and purposes, indestructible. Criticism hits your walls and falls away like harmless rain. Setbacks and failures are seen only as valuable data to recalculate the route, not as a reason to abandon the journey. The opinions of others completely lose their power over you. The journey to an indestructible mind is the noblest project a human being can undertake. It is not a destination one reaches once and for all, but a daily practice, an art to be cultivated. It begins with the brutal courage to demolish the fears that limit you. It is solidified by the inspiring clarity of a purpose that moves and defines you. And it is reinforced every day, every moment, by the discipline of guarding your mind and the faith of programming it for success and resilience. An indestructible mind is not born, it is built, brick by brick, thought by thought. It is the greatest project of your life. And the good news, the best news of all, is that the architect, the engineer, and the master builder are you. If you are ready to pick up your helmet and tools, to begin your reconstruction project and become the fortress you were destined to be, then join us on this journey. Like this video to affirm your commitment to your own strength, and subscribe to Temple of the Mind for more blueprints and tools for your construction, and comment below. As your first act of conscious demolition, what is the first negative brick? The first fear that you commit to removing from your mind starting today? Your reconstruction begins now.